What's up, y'all? It's your boy eBay Predictions. Stupid, dumb fly was on my thing. We're here, UFC 254. I'm gonna keep my drink here. Goddamn, dumb insects. But yeah, we're here, UFC 254 full card predictions. Y'all already know what it is. We got a pretty good card. Good 12 fights. We lost some fights. What's her name? Cynthia Calvillo pulled out against Lauren Murphy. She wasn't able to make it. Fuck it. Got his ass. Hoo hoo hoo. Hee hee. What y'all know about that? But yeah, we lost some fights. I'm sorry about that, y'all. But yeah, we start off with Joel Alvarez versus Alexander Volkov. I think that's how you said the guy's name. Is it Joel? It's either Joel or something like that. Joel comes in 17-2, fights out of Spain, age 27, height 6'3", and a reach of 77. Recent wins is against Joe Duffy. His most recent loss was against Damir Ismagulov. Alexander's most recent win is against Alex Del Silva. That's a pretty good win to have. Alex Del Silva looked, amazing against Brad Rydell. In my opinion, he won the first round handily. Alexander's most recent loss was to Roosevelt Roberts. Roosevelt Roberts is a good prospect. I like this fight for both guys, but I just feel like Alexander really shoots in a lot, and I think this is Joe Alvarez's world, man. I think he's the better grappler. Even though Alexander has the experience, he has more fights, I just feel like that. I think Joel's gonna catch him in a submission. I'm going Alvarez via sub round 2. I just the way I see Alexander, the way he shoots for a double, like, it's quick, it's fast, but he leaves his neck open. So I really think Joel's gonna get him there. So yeah, I'm going there. Next fight, Alex Oliveira versus Shavkat. I think Rakhmonov. I think that's how you say the guy's name. Alex Oliveira comes in 22-8. Fights out of Brazil, age 32, height 5'11". Shavkat comes in 12-0. Fights out of Kazakhstan, age 26, height 6'1". Alex's most recent win was against Peter Soboto, and Rahman, his most recent win was against Thiago Vieira, and he's undefeated. Alex Oliveira's most recent loss, dude, I don't know what's going on with me today. His most recent loss was to Nicholas Dalby. That was, what card was that? No, that wasn't. No, I think that, I don't know. I don't know when he lost to Dalby. I keep on. Was it? I think it might have been Hermanson and Jared Cannonier when Alex Oliveira had the little green things on his head. I've been tossing and turning over this matchup though. I think Rakhmonov. I think he has the skills to beat Alex Oliveira. Really, you look at Alex Oliveira's last 2 fights. Peter Soboto, I don't want to say he went in there just to lose, but he didn't do nothing. He didn't throw one single shot. Alex Oliveira had a great front kick to the body, kept him at bay. But if you look at his fight against Max Griffin, that was back and forth. And I feel like Alex Oliveira has problems with guys that go for takedowns and are very aggressive. I think he deals with problems like that. And if he can't get you out of there in the first round, that second and third, unless he's dominating, and if it's close and competitive, it's over after that for Alex Oliveira. So I'm actually gonna go Rakhmonov by decision. I originally went Oliveira, but I switched my pick, and usually when I switch my picks, they end up being wrong. So I might be wrong about this, but I just think Rakhmonov has the wrestling chops and the ground and pound and everything that he needs to get this done. Next fight, Casey Kenney versus Nathaniel Wood. Dude, if this is gonna be a freaking banger, y'all. Casey Kenney comes in 15-2-1, fights at Arizona, age 29, height 5'7", reaches 68. Nathaniel 17-4, fights out of England, age 27, height 5'6", and a reach to 69. So Nathaniel has the reach advantage. Casey's coming off a win over Haley Altange, and his most recent loss was to Merab Dvalishvili. I think Merab is a monster. And Nathaniel's most recent one was against John Casando. And Nathaniel's most recent loss was to John Dodson. But hey, man, this Nathaniel kid got a lot of good wins. I think he beat Andre Ewell. I think that's how you say the guy's name. He beat him. He's beaten a lot of good guys in the UFC, and I think he was a legitimate prospect. But I think, man, he got a little wild with Dodson, and I think when Dodson opens up and lets his hands go, man, he's a problem, man. And I really do believe that. I think he's one of the scariest guys to be in the pocket at bantamweight. You don't want to be in the pocket with him if he lets his hands go. But Casey Kenney, he looked, dominant against Haley Otongue, or Otong, or whatever how you say. I'm sorry. I'll just say Haley. He looked amazing. He looked mean. He just put it on him, and I think this could end up being really, really close. These guys, I'm surprised they matched these guys up. I could see these guys, making the rankings, one day. So I'm gonna have to go Casey Kenney by decision. Close, razor close. It's gonna be a razor close fight. I really do believe that. But yeah, I think I guess it's done. Next fight, Stefan Struve versus Tai Tuivasa. Stefan comes in 29-12. If I said the Netherlands, age 32, height 6'11". I keep on forgetting how tall this guy is. And a reach of 84. His most recent one was against Marcos Ruggiero de Lima. And his most recent loss was to Ben Rothwell. He got, man, I feel bad for him in that fight. He got hit in the nuts a lot. That was not a good day. Tai Tuivasa is 10-3, fights out Australia. Age 27, a height 6'2", and a reach of 75. His most recent win was against Andrei Arlovski. That was, I think, UFC 225. That was a minute ago. And his most recent loss was to Sergey Spivak. Here's the thing about Tai Tuivasa, man. When Tai beat Andrei Arlovski, and he was on, I think before that he had 3 or 2 fight knockout streak. People really thought he was the next Mark Hunt. He was going to fight Junior Dos Santos, and he was going to beat Junior. Junior ended up handling him with the grappling. And then who do you fight? Bligo Ivanov. And that was a weird fight. I thought the first one was decent, but it just, Ivanov just took it to the clinch and got him down. And Spivak just took a soul, man. I did. With that arm triangle, he took a soul. So I kind of thought Tai he's in that Justin Willis area of getting released, and I thought him and Willis were gonna get released. Well, Tai ended up going to AKA. Y'all know me. I'm a big AKA fan. I love AKA. It's my favorite gym, in MMA. And I think he's made a lot of good adjustments. But I don't think Stefan Struve is gonna go for takedowns, and I think he's been gone. It's been I think it's been a year. He's taken his licks. He's taken a break. He's gone to the best gym in America. No, not in America. In MMA. No, not in MMA. The world. I know. I know there's a lot of cap, but I think he's gotten really good help. I think he's gotten really good work, and I'm gonna go Tai Tuivasa via the second round TKO. Stefan Struve, man, I thought you retired. I don't know what you're doing, man. And when you say stuff like that, I instantly think this is just for a paycheck. I hope it's not. I hope you have aspirations. I hope you are young. I will say that Stefan Struve is super young. Well, I wouldn't say super young, but he's in his prime. 32, you're in your prime, y'all. Y'all in your prime, So it is interesting, but I'm going Tai Tuivasa via second round TKO. Next fight, Phil Hayes versus Jacob McQuan. Phil comes in 8-2, fights in New Jersey, height 6 foot. Jacob is a 4-0, y'all. Fights out Australia and is 6-1. In terms of recent wins, Phil is coming off a win over Kazimierat Besteyev. I think that's how you say that guy's name. And his most recent loss was to Julian Marquez via head kick KO. That was crazy. And Jacob's obviously undefeated. So I think, Phil's is an interesting guy. I think the best way to describe him, he's a really good wrestler with a great overhand. He has a great pullback overhand where he comes back and then throws it back at you. And he has a great, he'll throw a few jabs and throw the overhand when he's going forward. So I think he has a great overhand. That's pretty much it, though. But he'll take you down. I think that's where this fight's going to end up. I think Phil is not going to be looking to knock out Jacob. He might, but I just think the experience. Jacob's a decent guy. He's one of these guys that you'll take him down. And if you can't take him down right, he has lethal elbows. from top or from a sprawl position or from a failed takedown position. That's all I'm really seeing. I'm not seeing a guy that's as well rounded as Phil. I think Phil's going to take him out. I think he gets it done by decision. I think using his wrestling and using his feints, and he's learned a lot from the Julian Marquez loss. So yeah, I'm going to be going Phil Hayes or Phil Foz. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, by decision. Next fight, I think we got a female fight. Liana Juji versus Miranda Maverick. Liana comes in 8-3, fights out of Georgia. I think she's from Poland, right? She's from Poland, or Georgia, or whatever, wherever you call it. Age 25, height 5'4", and a recent 62. Maverick comes in 7-2, fights out of Norfolk, Virginia, and age 23, a height of 5'3", and a recent 65. Lena's most recent one was against Diana Bilbidi, and Maverick's most recent one was against Pearl Gonzalez. In terms of recent losses, Lena's most recent loss was to Sarah Moraes, and Maverick's most recent loss was to Deanna Bennett. I think this is a great fight. Lena's I'd say striker, and Maverick is more of a grappler, wrestler, and she's a stone cold killer, man. That girl's a killer, man. I seen some of her stuff from Invicta. I seen the promo. Well, it wasn't a promo. It was an interview during Invicta, and she was talking about God and how she loves her church and all that stuff. And she seemed like a really nice girl, and how she talked about her dad. But right when she talked about fighting, you could see the killer in her. And I think she's gonna take Lena down, and she's gonna get it done by decision. I think she could get it done by a second round TKO, but I think decision. These females, they love going to decision. Nothing against them. Going to decision means you're truly the better fighter. I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think a lot of people, they value finishes, but if I see somebody, they have a lot of dominant decisions, I'm like, okay, that guy's legitimate. Like when he's in the 4th and 5th rounds, I think I'm not worried about him. So good on Maverick. So and all the females all over the world. Next fight, Un Jung versus Sam Alvey. Jung comes in 13-2. Fights out of South Korea, age 26, height 6'4", and a recent 78. Sam Alvey is 33-14. Fights out of Wisconsin, age 34. Wow, Sam Alvey's not that. I thought Sam Alvey was like 43. Height 6'2", and a recent 76. In terms of recent wins, oh my God, Sam Alvey's most recent one was against Gian Vellante, another all-time great. Gian Vellante, the GOAT, in 2018. And Jung's most recent one was against Mike Rodriguez. In terms of recent losses, Sam Alvey's coming off a loss to Ryan Spann via split decision. And Jung's coming off his most recent losses to Ricure Martinez. Here's one thing I'll say about Sam Alvey. I was really impressed with Sam Alvey against Ryan Spann. I know I was not the biggest Ryan Spann fan, but I was like, man, I don't know about Spann. He leaves his chin kind of open a lot. I wasn't sure about him, but I will say one thing. I think Sam Alvey fought. He fought really good. He fought valiantly. He fought like a fighter. And he did what he had to do in there. But I just think Jung is gonna get him. I think people don't even realize how good Jung is on the ground. I think he's gonna take him down. And I know this is I'm gonna have a lot of decisions coming up. I'm gonna have like at least 2 more. This is another decision, but I'm taking Jung by decision over Sam Alvey. I think Sam, he's tough enough to get it there. Sometimes he gets dropped. I know against Jim Crute he had a problem with that, but I think Sam, I respect Sam, I really do, but I think he takes the L here. But I respect him. I'll say that. He's a great guy. Next fight, Umar Nurmagomedov versus Sergey Morozov. Umar is 12-0, fights out of Russia, age 24, height 5'8". Sergey is 16-3, fights as at Kazakhstan, and age 31, height 5'11". In terms of recent wins, his most recent one was against Brian Gonzalez via rear naked choke. and Sergey's most recent one was against Josh Hawes. Umar's undefeated, and Sergey is most recent loss was to Yakovlev. I think this is a good fight. This is a good fight. I think Sergey's really good. He has the experience. You can tell he's well-rounded. You know, he likes to strike, but he can grapple. He will go for takedowns. But I don't want to just say because Umar's last name is Nurmagomedov, but man, I think he gets it done. I think he takes him down, and I think it's going to be just, even though Sergey's good, I think Umar's going to be a little better at the areas. You know, when you look at tape, it's kind of hard to tell me that Umar's a better grappler. So I might really be basing this off the last name, but I think Umar gets this done by decision. Next fight, I'm so hyped for this. Let's hope it happens. Magomed Ankalaev versus Ian Cutelaba, man. Dude, Ankalaev comes in 13-1, is the number 11 light heavyweight in the world. Just for beating Paul. No, he didn't beat Paul Craig. He got submitted via Paul Craig. I wonder how he got that number 11 spot. Fights out of Russia, age 28, height 6'3", and reaches 75. Ian is 15-5. Fights out of Moldova, age 26, height 6'1", and a reach of 75. Magomed Ankalaev most real recent win was against Dolce Lumbolo. That's a real win. And Ian Cutelaba's real last fight win was against Khalil Roundtree. Ankalaev, his most recent losses coming off of Paul Craig and Ian Cutelaba. His real most recent loss was to Glover Teixeira, but it says Ankalaev. You know, I think I've talked about this fight like 5,000 times. I low-key wanted to replay a clip of me talking about this fight, but I'm going to keep this short, man. I got nothing against Ankalaev. I think he's really good, but I don't know how he got into the rankings. I don't know how he capped that off. I guess maybe that tells you what's going on with light heavyweight. But I think he's good. I think he's talented. I think he's good in certain areas. But I look at this fight like how I look at Jeremy Stephens versus Josh Emmett. Josh Emmett at the time knocked out Ricardo Lamas, an actual high level competition, unlike somebody I know. But he knocked him out. Then he fights Jeremy Stephens. Jeremy Stephens, you can say journeyman, stepping stone, whatever you want to say. He was able to create a brawl where Josh Emmett was able to succeed. Ian Cutelaba is just that kind of guy, man. He if he can get it done in the first round, he's been working with Dewey Cooper, by the way. I'm a big fan of Dewey Cooper, one of the best pad men in the game. But he's been working with him, I think at the Mayweather gym. I don't know if it's or it might be at his gym. I'm not sure. But I just see them doing all this road work, and they got Ian Cutelaba running. But yeah, I think Ian Cutelaba can get Ankalaev in a brawl. And when you got these super technical guys and you get them into a brawl, they don't fight the best. And I don't know if he will fight the best in a brawl. You could even see it. He was a little flustered that Cutelaba was going forward, and the range of motion, the range that he had for his kicks were getting smaller and smaller. You can see he was getting uncomfortable with that pressure, even though he was hurting in his brain, Cutelaba, even though Cutelaba was faking it. And that referee so lucky I forgot his name. Is it McDonald? McDonald something, that loser, that idiot, that guy who had nothing better to do just to stop the fight, just because he felt like it. I don't know if it was a power play or whatever. You're idiot in a month. I don't know when that happened. I think it was Figueiredo versus Benavidez. Whenever month that happened, he's an idiot for that. But I just think Ian can create that brawl, and I think he can fluster. Do I see in 5 years? Do I see Ian Cutelaba winning a championship? No, I don't see that. Do I see Ankalaev in that mix? Maybe. But I think there's moments in people's careers where they deal with these problems. I know you can say, well, he dealt with it against Paul Craig, and he's learned from that. But I don't think he's ever dealt with that in the striking sense. Craig got him in the grappling sense. So, y'all might call me crazy, but I'm going Cutelaba via first round KO. I just like him working with Dewey Cooper now, and I'm a big fan of Dewey Cooper. So, I think that's the move. Next fight, Alexander Volkov versus Walt Harris. This is a great fight. Volkov comes in 31-8, the number 6 heavyweight in the world. Fights out of Russia, age 32, height 6'7", and reach at 81. Harris 13-8, the number 8 heavyweight in the world. Fights out of Alabama, age 37. That's something we gotta look at. Height 6'5". So the height isn't that big of a difference. Reach 81, and Walt Harris's most recent one was over Alexei Oleinik, and Volkov's most recent one was over Greg Hardy. Harris is coming off a loss to Alex Overeem, and Volkov is sadly coming off a loss to that guy named Curtis Blades. Volkov's my boy, y'all know that. I don't think he did not disappoint me in the Curtis Blades fight. He fought valiantly. He was pushing a pace. He has pillow hands, but I would say he's a pressure fighter. I don't think he's a knockout artist. He's there just to get you tired and break you, and that's just his game. And I think he was so close to breaking Curtis Blades, but Curtis is such a great job of stalling and holding on to Volkov. And don't get it twisted, I'm a wrestler too, so I'm not hating on him because he's wrestling. But he did such a great job of stalling. It's just a great staller, one of the best stallers in MMA history, man. Curtis Blades. But yeah, Volkov, he didn't disappoint me. He did lose, but I think Volkov is up there. I think he's a top 5 heavyweight. I really do. And Harris, on the other hand, he's impressed me. He's one of these guys that is, great in the first round. You could see it in the Alex Overeem fight. You could see it in the Alexei Oleinik fight. He's really, really on point. You can see that he was a former athlete. You can see that he used to play basketball. His reaction time is really good in that first round. But after that first round, he's done. I truly believe that. I think Volkov will take this by decision. And I don't think, and it's just sad to say, I just don't think Harris, I don't think he can get it done against Volkov. I really wanted him to get it done. I picked based on emotion when he was gonna fight Alex Overeem. I know one of my homies, he was like, I know all y'all want Harris to win, but I feel like Overeem's gonna win, bro. I don't know why you're picking this guy Harris. And it's just like, man, he deserves it. And he just told me, like, hey, you don't deserve nothing in that octagon. You got to go get it. So Harris he's dangerous. He's super dangerous in the first round. I'll say that. But if Volkov, he has been caught before. If Volkov just, stay composed, do what he got to do. And yeah, I think Volkov takes this, I think, by decision. But I'd be super happy if I got it wrong, though. Next, fights. Robert Whittaker versus Jared Cannonier. I did a breakdown on this. Go check that out. But I'll keep this simple. I won't read the stats. I'll just say who I'm going with. I'm going Cannonier versus second round KO. I just think I'm gonna keep it simple. I think when Robert was starting his career, he had to grind, and he was going up, right? And ever since he got the belt, and he had that second fight with Yoel Romero, I will say that first fight was his greatest performance. When he had that second fight with Yoel Romero, he's on a decline. I understand the Darren Till performance was great, but it was super close. He got dropped by an elbow in that first round. It was looking bad. So I think he might have to wrestle. I really do think he might have to wrestle against Cannonier. And I thought he had to do that against Izzy, but he didn't do it. And that's not in his DNA, and he doesn't want to do it. So I'm not going to expect him to do it. Cannonier has also shown great takedown defense against Jack Hermanson, against David Branch. Two really legitimate grapplers. I know some people are like, David Branch is a bum. Well, that guy, Thiago Santos, that's the number 2 ranked light heavyweight in the world that everyone loves. David Branch knocked that guy out. Jared Cannonier destroyed him. I think Cannonier has been on a decline in the beginning, right? He struggled in the beginning, but now I feel like he's on the up, and I think this is Jared's moment, and I think he gets it done. Nothing against Robert, but I'm going Jared Cannonier via second round TKO. The main event of UFC 254, Nurmagomedov versus Gaethje. I'm gonna keep it simple. I do have a 20-minute breakdown. Y'all go check that out. But I think Gaethje has a really great chance. He has to, he has to take advantage of the moments he has against Khabib, the moments where he's standing, the moments where he's scrambling. But I just think I've seen Gaethje get tired before against Eddie Alvarez. I saw what happened to Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier doesn't usually get tired like that, like he did against Khabib. He lives in those 4th and 5th rounds, man. He was outworking Max Holloway in the 5th round. Man, he was outworking my boy Dan Hooker in the 5th round. But Khabib was able to make him like nothing. He was able to smush him. I've seen Gaethje get tired against Eddie Alvarez. I really did. So here's what I think. I think Nurmagomedov's wrestling and his pressure is going to get Gaethje tired. He's always talked about it. That's why he doesn't like to wrestle. So I'm going to be going Khabib Nurmagomedov via decision. And, he needs the win for his dad. And maybe this is an emotional pick, but I know I have one of these subscribers that's a big Gaethje fan, and I hope his boy gets it done. It'd be cool, but I just think I think Nurmagomedov is on just another level. Another level, man. When you hear about stories that he's wrestled with Ed Ruth, and it's not that competitive in the MMA aspect of wrestling, no, I think Ed will beat him in a folk style wrestling match, the one in America. But MMA, it's just there's a lot of different stuff, a lot of different wrestling tactics. It's completely different. It just really is. And I think Nurmagomedov is gonna let this D1 wrestler know, Justin Gaethje, all American know that I'm not gonna be going for regular American double legs and single legs. No, I'm gonna be going for trips. I'm gonna be going for throws. And I think that's where Nurmagomedov gets him. So hope you guys enjoyed this. eBay is gonna be out, but one more thing: go follow my Twitter, go follow my Instagram, and love y'all and goodbye. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and see y'all.